Hello! Today I'm reading chapter 2 of Zombified. Larry Johnson, ex-female listener. I hope you enjoy. It's been ages since you've last seen the group. Seeing them all work together so smoothly, they were different, but somehow the same as well. Sal laughed when he saw you and doubled down on Larry taking care of you. As if you needed taking care of. You glared at Larry, immediately hating every second of what just happened. He sold you skunkweed countless times until you cussed him out, resulting in you being shoved into a locker. You had fights every day until graduation. You rolled your eyes. I can take care of myself. I don't need Larry. Thank you very much. As if. You can't even stand up on your own right now. Larry smirked at you. Sal clapped his hands once. Great, so you agree to help her until she's better, right? I did not say that. Glad we agree. Now we all need to head somewhere safer. This city is overrun by zombies by now, but there should be a forest nearby. Yeah, I don't really want to become a human Happy Meal. You smiled, ignoring Larry's rude manners. You began to stand by yourself before falling on your ass. For fuck's sake, Larry, help the poor girl out. Sal rolled his eyes. Larry grunted as he lifted you onto your feet and adjusted you, moving your arms around his shoulders and putting his hand around your waist. You could feel your face heat up with embarrassment. By now, your arm had been put into a makeshift sling, and the pain was easier to ignore. Let's just get going. You didn't want to deal with Larry's offstandish behavior, but at least he was cute. His muscular arms flexed as they wrapped around you tighter. Your face was still hot, but with more than embarrassment. Okay, look. If we get through the forest, we should come across a different town. The further south we get, the less there should be. There should also be a stable amount of supplies. Sal cleared his throat, pulling up a map. You know that's just a rumor. They said the same thing about this place, you mentioned. Todd piped up from where he was standing. It's the best we can hope for right now. If there's even a small chance, we have to take it. He's right. We should leave now before the herd circles back around. Sal said. Larry and you both nodded and headed off, ignoring the fact that you could barely move. The trudge was easy enough. By the way, Sal, the herd was already here and almost killed Yasmin. Sal rolled his eyes. You know they're fucking everywhere, right? You began your march towards the woodland, which was more or less an awkward hobble for you. The forest was quiet at first, but then the sun started setting. There weren't any in sight, but you could hear some zombies. You had to find somewhere safe soon. It was barely a few minutes later when you saw a small building. The fuck is this? Larry asked, cautiously opening the door. A shed, you idiot. What does it look like? You retorted. It looks like this is camp for tonight. Sal groaned, placing his sleeping bag as close to the wall as he could, so there was room for all of you there. You've gotta be shitting my dick. Larry grumbled, setting down his sleeping bag next to Todd's. Your sleeping bag was against the other wall, but you had to be turned towards Larry to avoid putting pressure on your arm. What are you looking at? He whispered, not wanting to wake up anyone else. You? You replied bluntly. You were having trouble sleeping, but you weren't going to tell him that. You're so weird. Larry closed his eyes. Well, you were the one that turned to look at me. You looked away from him and began working on your snapped bandages. Larry's eyes flickered open to look at you once more. Let me help. I'm fine. You attempted to argue, but he ignored you, his soft hands gently caressing your arms, sending goosebumps down your whole body. You looked up at him, admiration forming as you watched his concentrated face. Thanks. You shivered as the cold wind passed through the rundown shack. Larry, without even looking up, pulled you closer. He hummed a vague acknowledgement, but otherwise said nothing. You exhaled through your nose. Weirdo. You teased. Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm cold, too. You rolled your eyes at him. You looked down at your tattered jacket. Larry seemed to sense your worry and sat up. Where are you going? You questioned him. He didn't answer as he reached into his backpack and brought out a black hoodie that said, Sanity's Falls on the front. I was keeping this for memories, but I guess you need it more. He whispered, tossing it to you before laying back down and pulling you closer once more. The hoodie smelled vaguely of cologne. It was neatly folded so it would fit as small as it could in his bag. You closed your eyes and exhaled the musk. We were just laying down, looking at each other. It was like Larry was trying to look into your soul and pull you apart, like he was trying to figure something out. You shifted as best as you could without exerting your injuries. Stop looking at me like that. Like what? Like you were a particularly tough puzzle. Like you were someone he wanted to know. Like a loser. I look like a loser? I'm not the one with a broken arm. He held a proud smirk on his face. Yeah, you do. You frowned. Flip that frown upside down, babe. There's no need to be sad. He chuckled, pinching your cheeks. You smacked his hand away. Get your crusty hands off me. You mumbled. Someone's a little moody. You huffed. Anyone would be moody if they were stuck with you for too long. You say that, but you don't seem really upset now, do you? Larry snorted as you were silent for a short moment. Oh, shut up. It was late, and your yawns kept interrupting your sentences often. You could barely think of any good comebacks anymore, and your eyes finally fluttered shut. Falling asleep on me already, Yasmin? You could hear the smugness in his voice, but it was strangely comforting. Yeah, stupid. I'm in a lot of pain, and having to look at your face is making it worse. Larry mumbled something incoherent under his breath. You snuggled close into his chest and fell asleep. Okay, thank you for listening to Chapter 2 of Zombified. I hope you enjoyed. Come back for Chapter 3 whenever I post it. Love you guys so much. Have a good day, night, evening, whatever. Goodbye.